Trinicular, arriving, and now.
Always remember, commercialism is the foundation that Auntie's Choice Society is based upon.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little manty-wasp. Well, out with it.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went.
Turns out Grace was the real problem and eliminating her got folks back to work.
Is that so? How exactly was she the problem? Her employee reviews had all been well enough to keep her in that position.
She was so hated, the only way the worker would return was if she was dead.
Oh my. We expect employees to be a bit resentful, maybe somewhat fearful, but that level of vitriol really is shocking.
It sounds like you made the right choice. Or at least, the intelligent choice. Or maybe the shrewd choice.
Besides, you can't hurl a bottle of Fizzos on the claim without hitting a low-level manager. She's easily replaced.
Your instincts are every bit as good as we were expecting. Keep up that kind of go-getting, and you'll absolutely be going places.
Anything else you'd like to report?
No, that's all. Was my next assignment.
Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered, and it was an ideal first step in affecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a Computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
Yep. Let's cut to the part where you tell me about the job.
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary insight acquisition division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business.
No.
There's a facility for it on Praetor. And he wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology.
We being there.
This archive plan says it's important. Fine. Auntie and I agree it presents possibilities.
I already retrieved all that, actually.
Oh, do tell. I hope you gathered supplemental materials and recruited the scientist as well.
Got what you wanted, but that lead scientist ended up dead.
Well, got what we needed. Sometimes a body count can't be helped.
Better in the ground than in our enemy's employ. Nice work, my ameliorator.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology, and that will all no doubt prove useful. But we're most interested in the technology, its results.
Technology ground down the mind and rob patients of all motivation. A laid of particularity wore people down until they lacked any curiosity or drive.
Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
How truly unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They could barely even be considered consumers at all.
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details? Anything especially marketable?
Turn documents show that laid adversely affects patients more often than they let on.
But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground, and so much for us exploiting that piece of technology.
They had a method of pairing propaganda with a suggestibility drug to boost retention.
That's certainly interesting. Intriguing, even. What else?
The drug enhances suggestibility, but its effects are temporary, so regular dosing is key.
Oh, good to know, good to know.
Oh, that's all I found.
Excellent. Well, Here's your reward, along with something extra for your effort. Too bad about the lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right, for your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations! Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious leader, Auntie Cleo!
So your preliminary chores are complete. Oh, finally, a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete. Ah, I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes? Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization?
We share a similar disdain for rules.
Ah, I see we have an ideological fellow traveler. Why, this is a nice surprise. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. So, you've been advancing a fairly radical idea with a group that, to date, we've considered our rivals. Certain communications have even been exchanged between our ship and the Order's headquarters. You've spoken to the delegates, yes?
How do you express a desire to resume negotiation? I think you should.
A cessation of hostilities could present any number of potentially profitable options, assuming we could work out favorable terms.
Would it be possible for you two to meet face to face?
Oh, my security team would never allow it. But a call like this over a secure line should be an acceptable alternative. Of course, Ruth would also need to agree. Perhaps if you were to perform a few useful errands for the Order, you might earn a meeting with her to propose the same.
Great idea, will do.
Have Ruth reach out when she's ready to talk, and I'll set up a call on a secure line next door.
Okay.
Be a next time. Toodaloo.
Okay. Closer we go. Ah, two more.
Anti-Cleo and Pals brandy. Now with child-proven easy open cap. Num rum. Taste more and feel less.
Let's see, I can't have her with us. She won't be allowed in there. Oh no, Ines, I mean. Oh, let's bring you in house. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we have some rifts here too. dun.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers! Corneal frostbite me down!
So 30, is that max then, or? Yep. Hmm. That. Okay. Save.
All the items we put into the rift, they've been reconstituted, but in a state far different from their original configuration. Fascinating. Oh, damn it. Reverted to its previous state. Hurry! Assistant, activate the monitoring equipment and take readings. Again, it has reverted. Timing seems similar to the last state. It's open again. Quickly, record all the relevant data and take down your observations. Reverted again. Infuriating.
I mean, it shows to be. I don't think I can get to that one. Or do we have to... Oh, maybe we can. We just have to open it.
Theorize we can put this powerful substance to close lethal ammunition, and we could use the rift device to tap a bottomless source.
Okay. Let's see now. To the garden we go.
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully you shall facilitate that. Now, how might we be of use to one another?
Yeah, Chris out of family information retreat. Here we are.
Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet.
Fick jag more than prove myself? Can I meet with the presiding bishop now?
Yes. You've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us in the future. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior.
Your admittance to the Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning may come at a later date, as determined by the Office of the Oracle Laureate.
Residents of the Apostle Garden are not permitted beyond this point.
Hey! Only security personnel are permitted in this booth. Leave. The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause.
You doubting my loyalty? I'm not the one who helped the blow up Horizon Point.
As I told you in my message, a splinter group was responsible for recruiting your fellow agent and tasking her to perpetrate that heresy. The conviction of those radicals was such that they elected to perish from exposure to Cloister's wilderness to avoid fouling their predictions and my interference. Their interpretation of the data was at odds with mine. I forbade them taking action, to no avail, obviously. I disavowed their actions then, as I do now.
You don't know, so you disavow them. Just have to make it all okay.
Sure will be some comfort the next time one of my stumps seizes up.
This kind of collateral damage is precisely what I was hoping to avoid. But that is the past. We must look toward the future now. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future.
It's an honor to meet you, presiding bishop.
I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be, but I trusted the plan. And lo and behold, it provided you as the solution. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement.
You're welcome. It was a close thing, if I'm honest.
Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin.
Levin seems like a good man.
He is, at that. I consider him a close personal friend, and I cannot say that about many. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot.
That's great. Is this something you would be open to?
I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility?
Sure, the Order isn't worried about Auntie's Choice beating them in a negotiation.
That was not my question. What is your envisioned outcome for this disputation?
The Order and Auntie Choice come to a mutual understanding that benefits both groups.
I doubt Auntie would see such parity as anything less than a loss, but I confess, I am curious to speak with her directly and hear her, what do they call it? Pitch. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the undisputed claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
I believe our group's combined efforts are in direct accordance with the plan.
Okay. Here we go. Then we find last recording. In orders, okay. Let's clear this place out. Ammo. Yeah. No! God damn it. I jumped around a little bit too much. What the? How is that not climbing up on? God damn it. Okay, so it doesn't grab on these things. Yeah. I was trying to make a shortcut. More of that stuff, huh? To the archive we go. Do, 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 do. Do, do.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Wait. The Protectorate have the entrance to the archive well fortified. Attacking straight on seems ill-advised. Before we go further, should we discuss a plan?
Mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea.
Maybe we'll sneak around a bit first, find some way to undermine their forces.
Not a bad start, but we should consider calling down backup too. Many hands make for light, slaughter.
Refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Go now.
Is there any way we could get in reinforcements?
The Order desperately want to regain control of the archive. We could offer to hand it to them later, after we process the data, in exchange for help now.
What about the Order? They've already got forces on Cloister, and they have every incentive to want to help take back the archive.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
Where should we find someone to strike a bargain with the Order?
Didn't we pass the Order's headquarters on our way here? Big dome structure, kind of greenhouse-like. That's where I'd start.
Oh, let's play it by ear. What's the worst that can happen?
I'll back you up because you've been there for me, but you easily may get us all killed.
Yeah.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism in all its many forms.
We are too strong for them.
Preserve said progress. Sustain the system. Great on a string. Look a stay today. Are you
console. Provides, the system abides. Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
For their assigned work, put them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the... Feeling distracted? Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are... Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Go now!
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
Raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Prudence dictates
Professor Ostergaard,
Got my left on an unfriendly.
defend it.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
I too.
Reviving me is strategically optimal.
How are you still upright over there?
Always one.
Double maker approaching.
Destructive influences.
Oh, what the heck? Oh, something spawned to the side.
Is a feeling distracted? Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are there. Prey to imperfect thoughts? Go now! Material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant.
Professor Ostergaard making
Double maker approaching.
To the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
I, too, would never question the paradigm. Perhaps a brief visit to mental refreshment would put him on track.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism.
Questions are an addiction.
Many forms.
Ready to waste on your command.
Holy shit. Okay.
Medic, please.
Ammunition depleted.
Awesome.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Thank you,
Proceeding to attack. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Standing by to stupefy.
It's not just a good idea.
Batten scan.
Refreshment centers are very... Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts. Go now.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
For perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our community, they sneer at our contentment.
Prudence dictates we reject
Resorting to violence.
Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
You place a protected broadcast with a confession given to you by Sub Rosa agent and will tell how or if the Protectorate troops react.
Remember those rejected grapple materials we got? Officer who was low on supplies said it was imitation crapple meat. She means to pass them off as official rations. Imagine all those whole heads wolfing down failed Auntie's choice.
Ignore that. I promise you this is merely tomfoolery. There's no way we were eating failed experimental material.
Cool.
Not a sound.
Console provides, the system abides. They never questioned, never doubted, their zeal never lagged.
Mind the hostile.
Getting hostile act.
Sniper rifle.
They sneer at our contentment.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism in all its many forms.
Preserve said progress. Sustain the system. Gray gone astray? Book a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
Oh, what the?
Perfect society demands perfect. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry. Subjects prosper under the guidance of something. I don't like the sound of that at all. There, huh?
Investigate to remove component further. Refuse. You're defied in some cases open a trample over tradition to get this upon wire stop now. You follow your gut to touch some wires and move around doohickeys until the switch comes to life.
This area's been picked over, and I bet whoever's responsible has our missing part.
There's someone tapping into the power here.
Forever vigilant.
Set progress. Sustain the system. Grey gone astray? What a state today. Are you fully refreshed?
All subjects prosper under the guidance of our benevolent ruler, the console. The console provides, the system abides. Prudence dictates we rout all disruptive influences.
Let's see what do we have. We have.
What was in those rations?
Always dreamt of coming here.
Caduceus detected. Alternative operator postulated. Concluded. Harmonizing replacement. Greetings, sentient.
to the archive. I am ENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric Integration Analytic Calculator. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resources across the moon of Cloister.
Are you some form of artificial intelligence?
That, I fear, would be a misleading choice of words, as it implies a form of sentience or cognition. Applied statistics might be functionally more apt. My express programmatical purpose is to aid humanity's advancement to optimize profits, i.e. gain over expenditure, to maximize the needs of our society above others, to attract the most consumers.
A little percussive maintenance might not be out of place here. I've got a wrench might do some good.
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts?
I have a large cache of Rift anomaly data that I need to process immediately. What's just happening, okay?
Due to incomplete reprogramming efforts by differing operators, I am experiencing sporadic fluctuations in my emphasized categorical imperatives. Tonality and cadence weightings within my communication protocols are likewise similarly affected.
In layman's terms, we're experiencing a distinct difference in opinion,
caused by intermittently vacillating fundamental shifts in priorities.
What approximates its mind has become trifurcated.
One would assume that calamity enough. But wait, there's more.
Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49.7% capacity due to internecine conflict, misuse, and a lack of technical prowess by recent operators and their associates.
Tell me about what calculation you perform for other recent operators.
Auntie's Choice attempted to formulate a foolproof marketing plan. A charm offensive to reintroduce itself to the main colonies, once this pesky Rift issue is resolved by others.
The Protectorate ran Rift calculations, then utilized me to assist with organizational matters, to approximate the paradigm, a system devised to replace the loss of the Order's predictive input. Based on the increasing rate of Rift fluctuations, I estimate that your inquiry is Rift-related. To that end, we should best get started before we are consumed by them.
Yes, begin processing Rift data.
Perusing contents. Anatomizing diversiform particulars. Concatenating manifold integrants. Cursory assessment complete. An impressive accumulation of Rift data. Similar in composition, though decidedly not in scope, to that provided by the Protectorate.
Information with the potential to offer unique commercial opportunities to those who wield it.
But why simply huck goods better, when such a bounty could be used to flawlessly regulate societal harmony, oversight, and means of production? What is the aim of your query?
It means to permanently close the rifts.
The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year, 6 days ago. Though the amount you've provided is several orders of magnitude larger. To perform similar calculations of larger scale at current suboptimal levels of functionality would require
25.7 years, and any job over 2 decades is billed by the hour.
You mentioned your calculatory processing is around 49.7 capacity. Can we raise that?
In order to improve calculatory processing of Rift data in a timely manner, repairs must be made to address the damage done by Protectorate and Auntie's Choice operators.
Just tell me what I need to do.
I am unlocking access to the Underlands, the subterranean cave network below. It houses 2 key external systems, cold storage and thermal transfer. Cold storage will require servicing before you may retrieve the punch cards needed for processing. Repairing thermal transfer is technically optional, but rather advised. If you fail to restore it, the archive and I may melt down later while running your calculations. Why is that optional? Our continued existence should be a paramount concern.
Wait, what exactly is cold storage?
It is an archival area dedicated to safe upkeep of all data collected in pursuit of the universal equation by the Order of the Ascendant, the sum total of all our accumulated knowledge in punch card form. kept in a low temperature, low humidity environment to improve preservation.
Did the Protectorate and anti-choice intend to cause so much ruin here?
It is difficult to accurately ascribe an exact causal breakdown between premeditated sabotage, collateral harm, technical ineptitude, and willful hijinks. Attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my priorities have also led to issues.
Storing thermal transfer certainly sounds important. Why is it optional?
When active, the archive generates an enormous amount of heat. Normally, it is dispersed by pumping water between the vast ocean below Cloister's exterior and a surface reservoir. I can process the rift data without its repair, but irreparable damage is likely. Yet, with thermal transfer presently idle, a contingent of crabbles have made the area a nursery. Drastic changes to heating levels may endanger it. Who cares about a herd of pea-brained, ill-humored, oversized crustaceans? There are too many as it is.
Potential allies in the Order would not like that.
Hey, can you turn all turrets to fire on Protectorate forces nearby?
Inverting targeting protocols. There, any Protectorate still on the ground level is now being fired upon. Permissions within other areas of the archive are locked, however.
In my way, then.
Return later to discuss the remaining subsystem work. And soon, everything will be running like clockwork.
Have a profitable day! In lieu of my transactional mindset, I've unsealed one of the display cases in the central entranceway. The Seer Cerebellum Protector is now yours.
How kind. Go.
Daydreaming on the job? Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
Welcome back, Cynthia.
So that's where we need to go, but we had some other stuff to just check here. Let's see, we need that. We need that. And who's that? I have no idea who that is. Be by. Sparaton. Wonder. Let's see what this takes us. Oh, it takes us up here. That's where we couldn't get to before. Let's see if the temple can be here we need. Okay, so that means we can get here now. I lost this now. Let's see, was there something else we couldn't get into before? Let's see. Okay. Oh, come on. Something up there. Will there be something up there? Get back to the arcade. Oh boy. All the way to the left. But we needed to go into the...
Hold fire! This one looks friendly. Or not protectorate, at least. Watch yourself. You came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape?
I'm not sure why you trapped.
What? Oh, you must be another case of hypothermia. Extreme prolonged exposure to the cold certainly does terrible things to our brain. It's because the archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And once the Protectorate retook the machine, they locked out all external access. Now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Antes alike, scrounging for food, huddling for warmth, and desperately trying to stay alive.
Don't give up hope. I've taken the archive and soon have it fully functional again.
You're what? How? The odds of you successfully doing what our whole army could not is, well, it's preposterously small. Yet, here you are. Regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, you should at least let us share our intelligence with you.
That's a good point. How can you help?
You'll want to speak with Provost Finch inside that building to the northeast. She has a better understanding of all the variables in play. Though I would be absolutely ecstatic to offer you any information I have that would increase the odds of your success.
What you know about these tunnels?
The paths down here all connect. So no matter which direction you go, eventually you'll find your way back to me. Nevertheless, venture south and you'll reach the thermal transfer station, which regulates archive heat. Go northwest and encounter cold storage, which houses its data cartridges. In the loop between the two lay the lift controls. Though be warned, they are incredibly well protected and have repelled every assault we've thrown at it. What else can I do to help you help us escape this frozen hell?
Are there any hazards you want me to warn me about?
Absolutely. There are several factors that will greatly reduce your odds of survival. First, you will frequently encounter ursopods, which are native to these tunnels. Also, near the thermal transfer station is an infestation of crabbles that are breeding in abundant numbers. And directly south is a band of what had been normal folks, now turned bloodthirsty and feral due to an overindulgence in Auntie's Choice Adrena time.
Yes, you're ordered and that's trapped down here?
No. A significant number of Auntie's troopers are trapped down here with us. Though despite odds so outrageous they'd barely be worth calculating, We've actually formed a truce. Though, if I'm being honest, I'd certainly sleep better if I wasn't unceasingly concerned about their perpetual capitalistic calculating.
Okay, you will see Prost.
May the universal equation's final tally see us all escaping this frozen prison.
Corporate drones and my academic cohort united in a common cause. My, but we are living in interesting times.
Well, look at that. A fresh face means fresh goods. Or maybe fresh bits. And either is fine by me.
Okay, see where you got them, buddy.
Another, we can strike some kind of deal.
See.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. I just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
Welcome to our misbegotten little camp. Pardon any blood or sick you might spot. Our janitorial tech died of ague a fortnight past. I'm the volunteer Sawbones here. Say, wandering type like you probably knows a bit about medicine. I hope.
Maybe a thing or two. I take it there are some gaps in knowledge, or...
Maybe a tad more accurate to say my knowledge is all gaps. When I said I was volunteer Sawbones, I meant volunteered. As in, I took half of one medic training seminar once, which makes me barely more qualified than everyone else. I'm on the lookout for a medicine sachet, but I can't leave the folk here. I ask if you had the know-how, because I need someone who can identify it proper.
Some of these people soldiers, nobody else had any actual medical training?
You don't know much about Auntie's choice, huh? Medical training costs extra.
Oh.
Upper management isn't spending that, especially not on grunts like us. The part of the class I took was self-funded, and I didn't have enough blood to sell to finish it out.
Now you're trapped. Can't imagine you're thinking fun thoughts of anti-choice.
I don't get paid to think. Though I reckon they also don't pay me to cower underground, neither.
Sure, I can keep a look at it. Where did you last see it?
If it's anywhere, it's going to be over in the storage building. Some other Auntie's Choice folk took the place over, and they're about as keen on sharing as I am on being a Sawbones. But I'm sure they're the only danger you'll face. Aside from the man-eating ursopods, bitter cold, precarious pits, and occasional landmines. Good luck.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. I just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
So, you want me to take off your top and lather you with cold water just to cure your vamp? My scouts reported significant activity in the archive, followed by a mysterious figure emerging from it, which was obviously you. A notion that fills me with questions. So many, in fact, that I have precious little idea on where to start in the asking. I don't suppose you would care to enlighten me as a beginning to our discourse?
If that's correct, I have captured the archive and now look to repair it.
You took the archive? On your own?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a feat. Even after combining our forces, we've been unable to accomplish anything close to that. My name is Provost Finch, and I've been appointed as leader of this motley band.
Looks like you got both order and anti-soldiers here.
Correct. At first, we were antagonists, warring against each other and the Protectorate. But then, the Protectorate locked the lifts and doors, trapping us all beneath the ice. With no escape or access to resupply, continuing to kill each other made scant sense. So, I reached out to their commander under a flag of truce and suggested a temporary alliance. We would pool our food, warmth, and resources while here, and could go back to killing each other if and when we make it to the surface again.
How long have you been trapped here?
Over a month, and we made peace about a week later. I held off a bit, needing to really take stock of the direness before making my offer.
You offered a peace and it was accepted as easy as that?
Hardly. It took days and days of getting more and more close-fisted with our resources before we decided to set terms. But it's a good thing we did. We'd all be dead otherwise.
How were you locked down here in the first place?
Unbeknownst to us simple combat shiffers, there was a master switch that managed the breakers, controlling power to the lifts and exterior doors. As they began to lose ground, the Protectorate garrisoned automechs, flipped the switch, retreated into the foundational buildings, and locked them from the inside.
Is there any way to get you all out of here?
Of course. All we have to do is fight our way into the breaker room and turn the lift and door access back on. But we've lost dozens in that attempt. Now, we wait, having calculated that the odds of rescue being greater than our chances of successfully assaulting those defending automechs with ever-diminishing resources.
Well, I don't like those odds. We'll see if I can unlock the system while I'm down here.
Thank you, stranger. Perhaps it's just my desperation speaking, but since you somehow made it down here, placing my faith in you seems like a preordained outcome. Good luck.
Of course nobody's gonna see it, that's not the point. I just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shaved clean.
So, you want me to take...
Okay, okay, package. Okay, we're gonna do this one first, and then we can go and do these. And then we're gonna do that one.
You want me to take